How's it going, subs and non-subs? It's FreezeBM, and this story is absolutely insane. It's about the time when two of my friends decided to do a certain drug before school, and it's so stupid. I don't know why they did it. Now, I'm gonna get more into it later on in the video, so this video does not get age restricted, but before we get into it, make sure to follow my Twitch, because I'm gonna be going live every single day, but I need some followers before I go live, so I don't stream to no one, so make sure to follow that and help me out. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel and send in your stories on my Instagram or Twitter. And with all that being said, let's get right into it. So this story takes place very recently during school. Now, me and my friend decided to go over to my other friend's house just to chill before school because he usually drives us. So I just walked to his house because his house was very close, and my other friend, I'm pretty sure he walked or he just rode his bike. I'm not really sure. This was pretty long ago, but we just chilled and relaxed and talked around 15 minutes before he drove us. Now, while we were relaxing in his house, both of my friends were talking about taking a certain drug that makes you hallucinate. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not really allowed to say what it is on YouTube, but most of you know. And if you don't know, it just makes you see things that aren't really there, and it could go really good and make you feel really good, but it could also make you feel really bad and have a bad trip, they call it. Now, they are totally on board for this idea, and I'm like, no way, I am not doing this. I'm not doing it in school. That's such a stupid idea. I don't want to get caught. Now, both my friends are trying to get me to do it, and I'm like, no way, stop, I'm not. Now, the thing is, I did try to talk them out of it, but they were going to do it anyway no matter what, so there was no really talking them out of it. They're going to do it no matter what. If I said, no, you're not going to do it, they're going to do it. So me not trying to be a bad friend, I'm like, you know what, you guys can do it. I'm not going to do it, but I can look out for you guys. Now, what that means is if they're having like a bad trip and they're feeling really stressed or scared, they could come to me during school, like while we're switching classes, and I could try to like, we could just skip a class and I could try to like calm them down. So they're like, all right, that sounds like a good idea, but next time you're doing it. I'm like, you know what, whatever. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. I'm not really sure. They actually did do it again, but that's a story for another day. So obviously we had to drive to school, so they couldn't do it while we were driving. So what they did was we just chilled for around a few more minutes because we were already talking for a few minutes at this point, and we drove to school. They did not take it yet, but while we were in the parking lot, they decided to take them. Now, it takes a little bit for them to kick in, so they're like, dude, I'm so excited, and they were also very nervous. Now, keep in mind, they are kind of stupid. No offense if you're watching this video. Let's just make a name for them too. Let's name them Carter and John. So Carter takes it first, and he's not really feeling anything, obviously, because it takes a little bit, and then John takes it, and then he's kind of not really feeling anything, so we just decided to go in, and while we walk in, they're starting to feel a little bit of like a buzz, but they don't really feel that much. Now, my first period is not in either of their classes, so we just decide to meet up after first period to see how they're doing and how they're feeling. So we agree and we go to each other's classes. Now, I'm kind of worried because there was cameras that saw us talking, and like, they don't know what we're talking about, and if they get caught and they look at the security cameras and see me talking to them, and I was all stressed, they see me all stressed, they're gonna ask me to come to the office. So I'm like, God, please just don't let them get caught. So for the whole first period, I was just stressing that they're gonna call my name down the loudspeaker and be like, FreezeBM down to the office. That's not my real name, obviously, but like call my real name and be like, hey, blah blah blah, come down to the office. I'm not really sure if my name's public. I'm just not gonna say it anyway. And it didn't happen. For my whole first period class, no one called me down to the office, and it was pretty normal. I did try messaging my friends. They didn't really say anything useful. They're just saying that they were fine, not really talking about if any teachers were onto them or if they seemed sketchy at all. But I just said, all right, they said they're fine, we're good. But we decided to meet up after class, which is around 30 minutes later. They looked pretty stoned, if you had to ask me. But I was like, all right, you guys look fine. You guys seem to be doing okay. Just do not get caught, okay? Yeah, bro, about that. I'm like, what? And apparently, while they were walking out of class, the teacher noticed them and were like, yeah, you guys are definitely high. The teacher was trying to talk to them. They tried their best to play it off as they're fine. They thought that they did a very good job, heavy quotations. So the teacher just let them go, but she was very on high alert and let like their other teachers know to look out for them, which would be very bad later on in the story. So they go off to class, I go back to class, and I'm kind of nervous now because I just heard this news that their teacher thought that they were high, but they got away with it, heavy quotations again. But I just decided to brush it off. You know, I'm not high, I'm all good. If they ask me, I'm just gonna say that I'm not a part of it, but also try to help my friends out, you know, make them sound good so that they do not get in trouble. Fast forward around 3 classes later, I hear something on the loudspeaker. FreezeBM down to the office. Can FreezeBM come down to the office? I'm like, oh no. no, what happened? So I walked into the office, there's like some people at the front desk, they tell me to go back, and I see my two friends sitting down on a chair. Well, there goes all my hopes that I'm not gonna get in trouble. So I walk in, I'm like, you know what, I did not do anything wrong. They cannot get me for it. I am not high, so they have nothing on me, right? Oh, was I wrong? Because apparently my two friends said that I was the main mastermind behind it. Now, I can't really blame them because they were high off their minds, but I mean, come on. They were saying that I was kind of looking out for them and I knew what they were doing, which isn't wrong, but they didn't have to say that. So the principal said, I heard that you were helping your friends get high and you're the main person behind it. I'm like, I was not the main person behind it. I was not a part of this at all. Okay, I was kind of a part of it, but I did not want to do this. I told them specifically not to do it, and I reminded them multiple times that it's a terrible idea. Now, my principal did not believe it at all, and I don't really blame him because he did see the security cameras, and I'm like, yeah, in those security camera clips, I was saying that I was going to look out for them because they were going to do it anyway. Now, my principal did kind of believe me because I did have a pretty good relationship with my principal, but he did have to call my parents and let them know what was happening, so I was really pissed off about that, and I told my friends, while my principal left the room, I was like, I told you not to do it, why would you say that I was the main person behind it? So he called my parents, my mom was pissed, and she had to come pick me up. My principal did have to get a cop to search my locker and my backpack. Of course, they found nothing, because I was not the one with it, and I did not have any involvement other than just looking out for my friends, but luckily, all I got was like a 2 or 3 day in-school suspension, so nothing really too insane. But let's just say my mom was really mad. She wasn't mad because I got caught, because I wasn't even smoking. She wasn't mad about that. She was just mad that I would let my friends do that, which I don't blame her. It was a really bad idea, but it was also pretty funny. Now, overall, my friends did have a good trip, which was very good, because if they didn't, they would be freaking out in school, which is not a good thing to happen. But yeah, that's it for the story time. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. Also follow my Twitch, link in the description. Also make sure to send in your stories on my Instagram or my Twitter. And with that being said, have a beautiful and amazing day. Peace out.